Hi guys, and welcome back to Dip Apples and More. Here I'm going to show you all how I did pink candy apples, a quick batch before work this morning. So here I've already put my 4 cups of sugar, 1 cup of Karo syrup, and I use 1 1/4 cup of water only because I wanted to make sure that I actually can cover 12 apples. I didn't want to run the chance of having 2 apples left and not having enough of the mixture. So here you can see I added in my white food coloring. And then because I use Artisan accents, I generally add this color before I start boiling the mixture, because with their mixture, with their food coloring, if you add it after the fact, it will leave streaks. So here you see I placed a spatula over the pan because it will boil over. And then once it gets to about 270, I added in my 4 drops of pineapple flavoring. And once it reached 300, here you can see me take the thermometer out. It has reached 300 and I'm still stirring around my mixture. I added in like a drop full of white food coloring just because I want to make sure that it's not transparent. I always keep a standby apple to test to see how transparent it is, and if it's not satisfying to me, then I go back and add a little bit more food coloring, which you can see here. You have to be very careful with adding the white because white will cause your mixture to seize up. So you want to do this a little bit at a time. And so once I added in those few extra drops, it was to my satisfaction. And so I began dipping here. I think here on video, I recorded about 6 apples I dipped and recorded. I was running out of time, but I was able to get all 12 apples dipped and actually had a little bit of mixture left over to dip 2 additional apples that I use for backup. So that dip is very satisfying, and I use one of my smaller pans. When you're doing a smaller batch, you can use maybe like your quart size pan, I want to say. Because it's senseless to use a huge pan because it makes it harder to dip your apples. So because I was only doing a dozen this morning, I was able to use my smaller pan to dip the apples. I love Artisan accents because their colors are very bright and vibrant, and I tend to use the white and the pink and the blue and the red. Those are my most favorite colors. And so here you can see I use one of my test apples, and here I boiled out my pan, the water, and here's the final product.